Hi, welcome back. Today I will be continuing on with my pivotal decision video where I take a character from a book and I change a decision that they made that led to a life-altering event within their life. Last week I did The Shining and I made a decision that Jack Torrance would not take the job at the Overlook Hotel, and I let you know where I thought he would end up had he not made that decision. So this week I will be focusing on Twilight. And for Twilight, I have made the decision that Bella would not choose Edward. She would end up choosing Jacob. And I know that I am not the first person to consider where Bella would end up had she chosen Jacob instead of Edward. But I'm hoping that where Bella ends up is a lot different from everybody else's theories. So in my scenario, when Bella arrives in Forks that day and she's reacquainted with Jacob, she starts to think about the times that they spent together when she was in Forks years ago. And she takes those memories with her as she makes her way to school that day.
It has to do with feeling something for somebody. And I know you feel something for me.
So when she goes to the cafeteria and she sees the Cullens for the first time, she's not really focusing on this isolated group that's off to the corner by themselves.
Seriously,
she's thinking about what would Jacob look like if his hair was shorter. And so when she sees Edward for the first time,
who's he? That's Edward Cullen.
her first thought is that, yeah, he's kind of cute. However, she starts to consider the fact that he's pale. He doesn't look like he gets out in the sun very much, and she considers that she looks the same. I'm a pale girl too. People might begin to talk about the couple with the pasty white skin, and that might not be a really good look for her. Besides, Jacob is kind of tanned and he's well built. And Edward's a little, on the sleeker side. And her and Jacob's relationship begins to grow stronger to the point where that day that the accident happens, she's not at school that day because she has skipped it to spend the day with Jacob. And Harry Clearwater doesn't have to worry about losing his life because she's not hanging out with Edward at a baseball game, and she doesn't run into James, Victoria, and Laurent that day.
I shouldn't have brought you here. I'm so sorry.
So all is well in the town of Forks, at least as far as Bella is concerned. However, as Jacob and Bella's relationship begins to grow stronger, Jacob ends up imprinting on a girl from his tribe.
Imprinting on someone is like when you see her, everything changes.
And one evening he heads to Bella's house to let her know that things are over with between the two of them. And he leaves Bella at home, and she's sulking and she's mulling over the end of her relationship with this guy that she fell in love with. And Bella, being the type of girl that she is, whenever she gets in her feelings, she takes things kind of hard, and she decides to leave the house and walk out into the woods that evening, feeling sorry for herself, where she runs into James, Laurent, and Victoria.
I am Laurent, and this is Victoria, and James.
And them seeing some juicy human flesh, they attack her and they drain her body, leaving her dead. So what do you guys think? Which version did you like best? Mine, where Bella ends up dead and alone, or Stephenie Meyer's version, where she ends up with Edward in her life, even though she goes through all this turmoil, ends up a happily ever after? I don't know. I think I like mine better. For some reason, I've been leaning more towards the sinister, unhappily ever endings where nobody ends up happy and the main character ends up dead or the family ends up dead. I don't know. It's seemingly more satisfied. I think now that I've been leaning more towards horror, and later on in life that I'm not looking for these happily ever endings anymore. They're too blasé, right? So you guys let me know what you think. And as I said before, if you have an idea for a book that you want me to change the perspective of what the main character does, let me know. Drop it down in the comments. And if I haven't read it, I will read it and let you know what I think. So again, until next time, you guys take care.